So today, we're going to dive into a really fascinating thought experiment. It's called the Civilizational Reconstruction Kit. And really, it's a whole new way of thinking that kicks off with one pretty confronting question about the world that we've all built around us.
Just think about that for a second. What if all the complex systems we absolutely depend on, the internet, electricity, the global supply chains, what if they just stopped? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But asking this question actually reveals a pretty profound truth about our modern world. And here's the answer. And well, it's kind of stark. For the vast majority of us, the absolute basics of survival would suddenly become these huge, monumental challenges. I mean, think about it. We know how to order food on an app, but do we know how to grow it? We know how to use a smartphone, but we have no idea how to generate the power to charge it. And this helplessness, it points to a fundamental paradox of our time.
And that paradox is what we call fragility. Our civilization is, without a doubt, more advanced than it has ever been. But at the same time, it's also more delicate. It's this incredible system built on super intricate layers of complexity, and honestly, most of which we take completely for granted every single day. Now, this fragility isn't really about weakness. It's all about dependence. Let's take your smartphone. You can use it to access pretty much all of human knowledge, but could you build one? Could you even begin to explain how its GPS actually works from scratch? It's this massive gap between using a tool and truly understanding it. That's the real source of our fragility.
Okay, so what's the solution here? It's not about abandoning all our technology and going off the grid. No, it's about adopting a totally new way of thinking, what we're calling a Reconstruction Kit mindset. This is a whole different philosophical approach to what it means to know something. And this is the core idea, the central rule. Do not just use the machine, know how to build it. It's a call to action, really. It's about moving beyond just being a passive user of technology and starting to understand the fundamental principles that make it all work, to, peel back all those layers of abstraction.
So how do we actually do this? How do we go from just using the machine to knowing how to build it? Well, the method isn't about cramming more and more facts into our heads. It's a fundamental shift away from memorization and towards something way more powerful.
And that powerful skill is called first principles derivation. So instead of just learning a recipe, you learn the actual chemistry of cooking. Instead of memorizing a formula, you understand the logic that it came from. You break things down to their absolute most basic building blocks, the truths you can't really doubt, and then you reason your way up from there.
Let's look at a couple of real-world examples that make this difference between just knowing something and knowing how it works incredibly clear. Okay, first up, the memorization way, knowing how to code. Now, this is an incredibly valuable skill for sure. You know the syntax, you know the libraries, the frameworks, you can build an app. And for most people, this is the level of knowledge where we stop. But then, you've got the derivation way. And that goes so much deeper. It's understanding the simple on-off switches, the logic gates, that are literally the bedrock of all computing. With this knowledge, you don't just know a programming language, you understand computation itself. You could, in theory, reinvent the computer from scratch.
Here's another fantastic example. The memorization way is knowing that antibiotics kill bacteria. This is a crucial piece of public health information, right? You know to go to the doctor and get a prescription when you're sick. It's useful, it's important, and it's memorized knowledge.
And then you have the derivation way, knowing how to actually grow penicillin from mold. Now this is first principles knowledge. You don't just know that it works, you understand how it works from the ground up. In a world without a pharmacy, now that is power.
So, what's the whole point of this? Why should we try to cultivate this mindset? Well, it's about fundamentally changing our relationship with the world around us and really securing our role in whatever future is coming. And this, right here, is the ultimate goal. I mean, whether the future is some automated utopia run by AI or a post-apocalyptic landscape, this mindset ensures that we are active participants. It's about keeping our human agency. It is the fundamental difference between being someone who is just served by the system and someone who actually understands and can build the system. It's about being a creator, not just a consumer.
So we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. It doesn't have to be a computer or penicillin. Maybe it's learning how to bake bread without a recipe, just by understanding yeast, flour, and water. Maybe it's figuring out how to navigate by the stars or how to build a simple motor. So ask yourself,
What one thing in your life could you stop just using and start truly, deeply understanding from the ground up?